My name's Russell Dutton, and today I'll be presenting the rationale and proposed research design for my honours project titled Relationships Between Physical Performance and Tackle Technique in Women's Rugby League. This project aims to investigate how physical performance qualities such as power, acceleration, and speed relate to tackle technique and contact effectiveness in women's rugby league athletes. My supervisors on this project are Dr. Chris McCosker, Dr. Patrick Campbell, and Dr. Matthew Jeffries. Tackling is one of the most critical and physically demanding aspects of rugby league performance. Studies have identified approximately 700 tackle events per match. Effective tackling is essential for a team's success, where the tackler aims to slow the ball carrier's momentum and regain possession. Successful tackling requires athletes to rapidly coordinate a technical skill and produce high amounts of force while responding to a dynamic, high-speed contact situations. It is a unique integration of technical proficiency, body positioning, and individual strength and power. Due to the repeated collision demands involved, tackling performance may also influence athlete safety and injury risk. Because of this, understanding the factors that contribute to successful tackle performance has become an important area of sports science research. Women's Rugby League is currently one of the fastest growing sports internationally, with the NRL reporting substantial growth in women's rugby league across Australia in 2025. There has been significant increases in participation, professionalism, and as the sport continues to evolve, exposure to greater physical and technical demands. However, despite this growth, there remains limited female-specific research investigating tackle performance and the physical qualities associated with successful contact outcomes. Much of the current evidence is around male rugby league and rugby union athletes. While these findings provide useful insight, physiological and biomedical differences between male and female athletes mean that these findings may not fully translate to women's rugby league. As a result, we see a gap in the literature for female-specific research, which may lead to better informed coaching, strength and conditioning, and athlete development practices. Previous research has demonstrated that the characteristics of tackle technique may influence tackle effectiveness and contact outcomes in women's rugby league. One study by Dane and colleagues investigated whether recommended tackle techniques were associated with superior tackle outcomes in elite women's rugby union players. The authors identified several technique characteristics linked with improved tackle outcomes that have also been supported by other studies. These include effective body positioning, shoulder contact, and leg drive through contact. Dane et al. Found that when the tackler made contact with the shoulder to the ball carrier's torso, the likelihood of an effective tackle was significantly increased. In contrast, when the contact was to the leg, there was a significantly increased likelihood of missed tackle outcome. These findings suggest that technical execution plays an important role in successful tackle performance. However, while this study provided important insight into tackle mechanics, it primarily focused on observational technique analysis and did not investigate the underlying physical qualities that may contribute to these technical outcomes. Therefore, although we know technical technique appears important, we still have limited understanding of the physical characteristics that may support effective tackle execution in female athletes. Other studies have suggested that physical performance qualities may contribute to tackle effectiveness in rugby athletes. For example, Song and colleagues found that lower body strength was associated with tackle performance in female rugby players. Similarly, Mueller and colleagues identified relationships between physical and anthropometric characteristics and performance outcomes in female rugby sevens athletes. Collectively, these studies suggest that physical qualities such as lower body power, upper body force production, acceleration, and speed may influence athletes' ability to effectively control tackles. However, there are still several important limitations within the current literature. Many studies have focused on rugby union rather than rugby league, and relatively few have combined objective physical testing with match play tackle analysis. As mentioned, research specifically examining women's rugby league pathway athletes remains extremely limited. Therefore, while current evidence suggests that both tackle technique and physical performance qualities may influence contact effectiveness in male rugby league players, no study has comprehensively examined these relationships within women's rugby league pathway athletes using both physical performance testing and retrospective match play tackle analysis. This represents an important gap in the literature, particularly given the continued growth and professionalism of the women's game. Without specific research and proper evidence, coaches and strength and conditioning practitioners have limited guidance regarding which physical qualities to prioritize in order to improve tackle performance. As a result, further research is needed to better understand the physical characteristics associated with effective tackle performance in women's rugby league. The primary aim of this study is to investigate athletes' speed, acceleration, and power, and how these physical performance characteristics relate to tackle technique and contact effectiveness in women's rugby league athletes. A secondary aim is to determine which physical qualities demonstrate the strongest associations with dominant tackle outcomes. Our hypothesis is that greater strength and lower body power will be associated with improved tackle technique characteristics and more effective contact outcomes. This project will involve a retrospective, observational research design combining physical performance testing data with video analysis of tackle events during match play of women's Queensland Rugby League pathway athletes. Physical performance measures will include assessment of lower body power, upper body power, speed, and acceleration. Lower body power will be assessed using the standing broad jump, and upper body power will be measured using the medicine ball chest throw. Acceleration and speed will be assessed via a 20-meter sprint test. Match footage will then be obtained using a subscription to Q+ TV. Then it will be retrospectively analyzed to assess tackle technique characteristics and contact effectiveness. Eligible tackle events will be identified using predefined inclusion and exclusion criteria informed by previous tackle literature, primarily the studies by Gabbett 2009 and Speranza et al. 2015. Variables of interest may include the point of initial contact, whether or not it was shoulder contact, body position, leg drive, and post-contact outcomes. Finally, the relationships between physical performance measures and tackle variables will be analyzed using correlation and regression analyses to identify potential associations between physical qualities and tackle performance outcomes. This study may provide several important practical applications for women's rugby league. Firstly, the findings may help coaches and strength and conditioning practitioners better understand which physical qualities are most strongly associated with effective tackle performance. This could assist in developing more targeted training interventions aimed at improving contact effectiveness and technical execution. This project may contribute to athlete development pathways by providing female-specific evidence to support coaching and physical preparation practices, which then will more broadly contribute to the growing body of literature surrounding women's collision sport and help address the current imbalances between male and female research. In conclusion, tackling is a critical component of rugby league performance, yet limited research has investigated the physical qualities associated with tackle effectiveness, specifically in women's rugby league. Current evidence suggests that both technique and physical performance characteristics may influence tackle outcomes. However, important gaps remain within the literature. By combining physical performance testing with retrospective match play tackle analysis, This study aims to improve understanding of the physical characteristics underpinning effective tackle performance in women's rugby league pathway athletes. Thank you for watching.